Hey, William, it's Bob, and I'm here for the same reason everybody else is, uh, with their fun and moving and wise and heartfelt messages to say congratulations to you on your graduation and your matriculation to Cal Poly. But I'm also here to say something else. I'm here to talk about your growth as a person, as expressed specifically in your writing. It's a little bit hard to believe, but we first met back when you were in eighth grade. It was so long ago that you were a lot shorter than I was, and I think I may have had some hair then. And we started to get together mostly to talk about your classroom writing assignments, although I think ultimately it became about more than that. You might remember that in those early days, sometimes we'd sit down in our family room to talk about your classroom assignments. We kind of had our own little writing salon, and those were among my favorite tutoring sessions of the week. Over time, and it did take a little while, but gradually you started to move in your writing from what you thought sounded smart to what sounded authentic, because it was. As you started to progress through high school, I think you began to awaken to the realization that you could muster the mental discipline to handle the rigors of more challenging academic writing. This didn't happen overnight, but you were getting there over time. And I've always felt that your breakthrough assignment was your crime and punishment essay. You remember that? I had the feeling at the time that you felt the crime was enrolling in that class and the punishment was having to write that essay. But you did it. And it may be that only you and your mom and dad know for sure if you learned the psychological lessons that Dostoevsky embedded in that story. But I think you learned something about yourself when you wrote that essay. I think what you learned carried over, and I have a feeling it is still with you right now. You know, beyond your classroom academic essays, I think that over time you learned to write from the heart, which required you to explore what was in fact in your heart. And that is something that not everybody is willing or able to do. But you stuck to your guns, you wrote what you wanted to say, and I think that's one of the things I'm proudest of you for. And all of that brings us to this. You remember this? These are your college application essays. And I know you remember those. What you chose to write about for your UC essays, the prompts that you chose, I think said so much about you, about the kind of person you are. You wrote about the challenges that you faced and had to overcome and did overcome. You wrote about educational opportunities that you took advantage of, and you wrote very movingly, I thought, about adjusting to the curves in the road that life puts in front of us. But I think the essay that I remember most clearly is the one that you wrote first, and the one I think you probably liked the best. In fact, I know it's the one you liked the best. It was about talent and skill and about music. That essay just gushed out of you, and it was your voice on that page. And I want you to hang on to that voice, and I want you to nurture it in everything that you do. And I hope that you do. So here's a salute to a remarkable young man. I'm so excited to think about what lies ahead for you. I think it'll be a road of adventure and generosity. And I think it will be a world that will be a better place because you are in it. Much peace and love, my brother.